Hey, welcome to my astrology natal chart transit reading for the rest of the month of September 2019. If you would be interested in a natal chart reading from me or an astrology birth chart reading from me, check out my website. You can go to the purchase a personal birth chart video reading section to purchase a reading from me. All right. Or you can go to the purchase a psychic tarot reading section as well. I don't know why I went back instead of just clicking that, but also you can, when you go to the website, you can just go straight down, scroll down, and go to the store section right here. So it's really easy to purchase a reading from my website. Also, if you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment, and share with your friends and family. And let's get into the astrology for the rest of the month of September 2019. It's been a very intense month. We just had a full moon. And it was a really intense full moon. I believe it was in Pisces. Um, but as of today, it's currently September 17th, so we're a little bit more than halfway through the month of September 2019. So let's see what's going on with the astrology for today. Right now, the moon's in Taurus. The moon deals with our emotions, our emotional security, how we express our emotions and our emotional reactions. So with the moon being in Taurus, Taurus is ruled by Venus. We're pretty much, focused on comfort. Like right now, we just want to be comfortable. We just kind of want to do our own thing, especially with it being in the fourth house. The fourth house is the house of the moon. Now, the fourth house currently is in Aries today, so that would mean that we may be a little bit feisty. We may be a little bit fiery with our expressions of our emotions today. By the way, the moon also does relate to the mother. So check on your mother today too. She could probably be out shopping or something, or maybe she had some little bit of drama in her life today. But that's interesting with that. Let's go over to the sun. Obviously, right now the sun's in Virgo. We're still in Virgo season. Soon we will be shifting into, I believe, Scorpio season, all right? Or Libra season. No, it's Libra season, I think, which is really, really exciting. So that will be interesting to look forward to. Venus is currently in Libra. So speaking of Libra, Venus does rule romance, it rules friendship, it rules harmony. Venus also rules money, how we make our money and how we spend our money. Now, with Venus, Venus tends to stay in the zodiac sign for a while. So, with Venus and Libra, it's really, really good when it comes to money matters. It's really good when it comes to love matters. It is in the ninth house of travel. Actually, no, it looks like it's in the 10th house of travel. I'm sorry. But it's in the ninth house here. I think it's in the ninth. Yeah, it's in the ninth house of travel because this would be the 10th house. And the ninth house is ruled by Virgo. Or the ninth house is ruled originally by Sagittarius, aka Jupiter, which rules travel, long distance travel, optimism. It also rules, higher education, higher learning, and things like that. But the ninth house is currently in Virgo, so that's interesting. We have the Venus in Libra here in the ninth house, with the ninth house being in Virgo. So Virgo is one that doesn't like to necessarily take risks. It's not one that necessarily likes to do new things. So when it comes to, expressing ourselves, expressing love, doing things with our money, we may be a little bit conservative at this time, the 17th. It looks like Mercury is currently in Libra, so we could be very social at this time. Mercury rules communication, intellect, and the mind. Mars is in Virgo currently, so Mars is how we express our raw energy. Mars is also how we express our sexuality. So once again, we can be conservative with that as well, with our sexuality, and especially our anger. We may be very conservative with that right now. Like you may be, very kind of, low key when it comes to starting fights and things like that. Saturn is currently in Capricorn. It does look like it's in Capricorn in retrograde, although I do believe it's going direct soon. I believe it might be going direct in a few days, actually. So, Saturn in Capricorn is currently in the first house. Saturn in Capricorn, first of all, Saturn rules our career, professional destiny, status, and society. With it being in retrograde, we have to think, I've done a video on this, all planets go retrograde. And when A planet goes retrograde, basically it's a time to reevaluate, to reassess, to reorganize. Check out that video on that. I may actually put that in the description box below. So let me know if you would be interested in that. But Saturn in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So right now, and probably for the last several months, a lot of us have been reassessing our career, reassessing, our job and the way we make our money in our day to day, making our money in our career and whether or not it's the right path for us. Soon Saturn will be going direct, so that's something to definitely look forward to. Jupiter is currently in Sagittarius, and Jupiter is direct, so that's good luck. There's a lot of good luck, especially when it comes to our self-image right now, how people perceive us. Looks like the first house is currently in Sagittarius right here on the 17th, so that's exciting. Really, really good energy for impressing people, making good first impressions. That's the first house. That's a pretty good synopsis. Pluto is currently in Capricorn. So Pluto is our reaction to crisis and change. Pluto is also our evolution. Pluto is we're currently coming into Scorpio season soon, actually. So that's interesting. Pluto deals with evolution. It deals with spiritual change and that type of energy. So with it being in Capricorn, we're going through some tough lessons right now, especially with Pluto being in retrograde. A lot of us are reassessing ourselves and reassessing our worth, our self-worth, and what's holding us back from reaching our goals and our true aspirations. That's at Pluto in Capricorn and Saturn in Capricorn retrograde. So let's go a day ahead to the 18th. And it looks like on the 18th, the moon is still in Taurus, so we're still pretty, kosher when it comes to our emotions. Taurus can be a little bit stubborn, so on the 17th and the 18th, probably don't expect people to, sway too much when it comes to their stance on things. Probably once a person has decided they feel a certain way about something, it's more than likely they're going to stick to that thing. Um, Uranus is also here in Taurus, so that's actually really good. That can be a very social energy. It looks like Uranus is in Taurus yesterday as well. So Uranus is probably going to be in Taurus for a while. Uranus rules our friends, our acquaintances, our social groups, how we work in groups, and how we interact in groups and things like that. It also does rule our how we approach our own personal goals and aspirations in life and our true sense of identity in the world, and society at large. So with Uranus and Taurus, it's very much an individualistic energy, but it's also an energy about fun and entertainment and doing things you love, maybe being a little bit lazy, all right, enjoying your leisurely time, but for the most part, working in groups really well. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so Venus once again rules romance, friendship, harmony. So Taurus is a very social sign, so we're feeling very social at this time, especially when it comes to family. There's probably a lot of family events going on, or maybe these next 2 days, or this upcoming week, or this past week. There's probably been a lot of family events with Uranus being here, planted in the fourth house, all right, in Taurus. And the fourth house being in Aries, by the way, the fourth house is the house of family in the home. I say that. So, also could be some family fights. I wouldn't be surprised. So it looks like Chiron is in Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's where we overcome our wounds in our life, overcome our transgressions. Chiron is also where we are able to teach others to heal themselves. So Aries is all about being a trailblazer. Aries is all about not letting your circumstances, define you. So right now, that's what we're all about, especially when it comes to the third house. So with the third house being in Pisces and the Chiron being in Aries here in the third house, it could be that we are overcoming issues of the past when it comes to what people said about us, rumors, old beliefs that we have even about ourselves at this time. This is Chiron and Aries in the third house energy, all right? Neptune is currently in Pisces. All right, so Neptune deals with our need for solitude, our need for privacy, our life behind closed doors. It also does rule our hidden strengths and weaknesses. So with Neptune being in Pisces, we could really be going through a transformation, behind closed doors when we're alone. A lot of us are Definitely feeling dreamy at this time. A lot of us are definitely in tune with the spirit realm at this time as well. So there could be a lot of spiritual activity around your home. All right. Could be some fluctuation with the money these past few days with this being in the second house. Second house does deal with our personal finances, our, a sense of security and well-being. So it's interesting that the second house is in Capricorn here. So Capricorn deals with security. So, but also your Lilith is here in Pisces as well in the second house. Lilith is kind of the darker side of our personality. It is the darker energies, I guess. In the world, it can be, the not so nice side of humanity at this time. So with this, there can be like a bait and switch. It's like you think you're going into something, like you go into a job thinking, oh, I'm gonna get paid for overtime, but you don't get paid for overtime or something like that. That's how like Lilith in second house energy here. We still have Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, but it does look like that by the 18th, Saturn does go direct, you guys. Ah, yes. If I could do a shout right now, honey, I would do like a shout in the Pentecostal church. You guys, Saturn and girls, Saturn goes direct tomorrow, the 18th. And I'm so excited because this is extremely good news. By the way, it goes direct in the first house. The first house is the rising sign, by the way, in a individual birth chart. But the first house here is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is about good luck. It's about good energy. It's about optimism. It's about expansion. It's also about higher education, higher learning, and fun, adventure, our sense of adventure and exploration. So this is really, really good. A lot of us could hear some really good news. Things could be moving forward from the 18th of September onward. However, Pluto is still retrograde here in Capricorn. All right, we do have still Jupiter in Sagittarius in the first house, which is really, really good energy for that Saturn in Capricorn. It does look like we still have Venus in Libra, Mercury in Libra, obviously Sun in Virgo, and Mars in Virgo in the ninth house. Fortune is over here in Leo. Fortune is kind of good luck, good fortune energy here in the eighth house. Looks like the eighth house is in Cancer. Leo is, self-expression. It is creativity. So this is could be really, really good energy for home businesses. Although, with this being in the eighth house, it could be that home businesses or businesses in general, maybe built from the home, from family, something like that. Because we have to remember this is Cancer energy. Cancer is the moon. It's family. It's the mother. Could just be going through a transformation and evolution, but in that transformation and evolution will bring you good luck, good fortune. Vertex is here in Leo. Vertex is fated events, fated relationships in our life. So also maybe in this transformation and evolution, a lot of us could be having some fated events when it comes to maybe meeting people. A lot of us could be breaking into our dream aspirations and goals at this time with Vertex being in Leo, especially if it deals with acting, if it deals with putting yourself out there in some way, shape, or form. It does look like over here in the seventh house, ooh, this steamy house of love and business partnerships and that kind of energy. We have North Node in Cancer. North Node has been in Cancer for a while. North Node does rule, our current blueprint for our current life's purpose. North Node rules, um, what we're meant to achieve in this lifetime as we speak now. So with the North Node currently being in Cancer, there's a focus on family, there's a focus on mother and woman at this time, spirituality, our emotions. That means the South Node's in Capricorn. So the South Node does deal with past life energy, past life habits that we bring into this current lifetime. So with the South Node being in Capricorn, that can be, old paradigms, old structures when it comes to business, the Me Too movement, for example, shifting and things like that. Let's go ahead to the 19th. Pretty much the same energy. Nothing's really changed here. And I'm not expecting too much to change. A lot of these planets do tend to stay the same, although there are some of them, such as the moon over here, Mercury, that do change every few days. So let's go to the 20th. Things are still the same. Although on the 20th, it does look like the moon's in Gemini in the 6th house. Moon in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules communication, intellect, and the mind. Moon in Gemini can be a very nosy energy. So we may have a lot of people up in our business on the 20th, all right? With this being in the 6th house, the 6th house does rule with work. So this can be deal with work. The 6th house is in Gemini here, so could be a lot coming at you at once with work as well. People could be very mouthy with expressing their emotions, even if they're irrelevant, oh, I'm tired, oh, I'm this, I'm that, it's just like, a lot of people are going to be talkative on this day, most likely, when it comes to their feelings and expressing themselves and stuff like that. Otherwise, it looks like, for the most part, things are still the same. Does look like we have some things moving houses. We do have Jupiter moving to the 12th house on the 20th of Neptune, which is, our growth. It is also our need for privacy and, things like that. So, like I said, there is like an invasion of privacy or something here on the 20th. Like, your privacy may feel invaded or something like that. So just be mindful of that. Pluto is still retrograde on the 20th. That's unfortunate, but we do still have Pluto and Saturn here in the 1st house, so that's interesting. Otherwise, it looks like things are still the same. Uranus is here in Taurus still, so I feel like there's a lot of good energy, like, around family, from the 17th to the 20th so far. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, you are around family a lot, if you're a family person. Looks like the moon's still in Gemini on the 21st, but it does move to the 7th house of one-on-one relationships and business partnerships. It is also coupled with the North Node in Cancer, so that's interesting. So the talkativeness could just move from the work to the bedroom, maybe, or the home, or your relationship. The 22nd. Energies are still strong, still going strong. It does look like we have the Fortune moving over here to the 9th house, so that's good energy around travel on the 22nd. So if there is travel involved on that day, there's good energy around that. It's not a rough month for money, but like I've been wondering why money has been so slow with me because I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business, obviously. I think it's just Lilith and Pisces and Neptune and Pisces. I mean, Lilith and Neptune and Pisces. Not to mention, our 2nd house is in Aquarius, which deals with change, unpredictable change, and things like that. So when it comes to money, I would say the rest of September, it seems like, so far, just go with the flow. You're gonna have to go with the flow. Save up for a rainy day. It's just Neptune and Pisces and Lilith and Pisces energy. Things aren't what they seem. It's a little bit confusing now, but I do feel like things will pick up, especially around October, especially with Saturn going direct. That's good energy. I love that. So let's go a day ahead to the 23rd. Moon's in Cancer. So the 23rd moon's in Cancer. So emotions should be a little bit more tame. People should be a little bit more chilled out on the 23rd when it comes to their emotions. Let's see what else we have going on here. Everything is pretty much still the same. The houses have not changed too much. We still have, for example, 1st house in Sagittarius. Only thing that really changes, Mercury's still here in Libra on the 23rd, so it's a very social, few days here from the 17th to the 23rd. Moon's in Cancer, though, so the only thing about the 23rd is maybe that people could be a little bit moody. I also wouldn't be surprised if there's something about the weather. The weather could also be a bit moody as well on the 23rd, so just be mindful of that, of the 23rd of September. Let's go to the 24th. The moon's in Leo on the 24th. So people are going to be very expressive about their feelings on the 24th. Could also be very expressive when it comes to their feelings about love because we do have this in the 7th house. So it could be a very romantic day, the 24th. That could be really good, exciting energy. Mercury's still in Libra. Not to mention, Neptune is retrograde in the second house. I'm just now noticing that. Neptune has been retrograde in the second house this whole time, you all, of our money. Neptune retrograde is reassessing ourselves, like reassessing what is it holding us back from having the money that we seek and earn. It's interesting, Neptune is an interesting mix sometimes between our emotions and our mind, I feel. And when the two don't align, it can cause some confusion with money. But with this being retrograde, it's like confusion in general. So go with the flow with money, all right? Just go with it. That looks like the 24th. That's pretty much the same. The only thing that really changes is the moon here. We still have Mars in Virgo, although the Mars in Virgo has ruled to the 8th house of transformation, evolution, sexuality. So maybe on the 24th, once again, we're feeling a little bit romantic, maybe feeling a little bit frisky, something like that. 25th, the moon's in Leo. It moves to the 8th house. Definitely could be a day of taking risks, a day of doing something new. We have the fortune moving to Scorpio in the 10th house on the 25th. So that can definitely be taking a risk. Although it moves to the 10th house, which is the house of career, professional destiny, status, and society. So interesting. That can be good energy around digging deeper. So if you have a hunch when it comes to work and career about something, I would say dig deeper, and you may find a pot of gold, if that makes sense. It may only make sense on the 25th. So you may have to listen back to this reading on the 25th. But, at the very least, just remember that. Otherwise, things seem pretty much the same. We still have that second house energy. I'm waiting for the second house to change. All right, the 26th, we have the moon in Virgo. All right, so people could be very reserved, very standoffish a little bit, very quiet on the 26th with the moon here in Virgo in the 8th house of transformation, evolution, crisis. Definitely a day where we're gonna want to keep to ourselves, you know, for the most part. Everything else seems pretty much the same. I'm like looking, I'm like, everything's the same. Still have Chiron in Aries. Still have that second house. All right, the moon on the 27th is in Virgo still. And still in the 8th house, although we do have the fortune moving to Sagittarius in the 11th house of friendships, one-on-one relationships on the 27th. So that can be good around travel, especially if you're traveling in packs. And it does look like the 11th house is in Scorpio. So you may want to be careful, especially traveling at night, though. All right, I will say that on the 27th. All right. Otherwise, it's really the only thing I'm seeing. Everything still seems pretty much the same. Although it does look like that Saturn and Pluto are moving towards the 12th house. So, all right, the 28th. It looks like we have Moon in Libra, my moon sign. That's exciting. In the 8th house. Oops. And it looks like the 8th house is in Leo. So people could be feeling very social. It could be, very much a day of balance, wanting to, balance things out, wanting to be balanced. It does look like on the 28th, we do get into Libra season. So the sun changes from Virgo to Libra on the 23rd, it looks like. All right. And on just judging from this, so if you are like a October 21st, 22nd, 20th Virgo or Libra, then just resonate with that. But basically, the moon, there's a lot of Libra energy on the 28th, I feel like. We have the sun in Libra, we have the Venus in Libra, Mercury in Libra, and the moon in Libra. So it's a very good day for Libras. the 28th. It's a very good day for being social. It's a very good day for money, probably, despite the second house. All right, energy that we have here. And it's definitely a good day for balance. It's a good day for spirituality, meditation, cleaning, redecorating, shopping, things like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if the 28th is on a weekend, actually. Let's look that up. Sounds like a weekend to me. I'm already planning my weekend. I'm already planning my days ahead, my month ahead, according to my astrology that I'm doing on YouTube. I love it. It's a Saturday, you guys. It looks like no, I'm sorry. It is, yeah, it's a Saturday. So the 28th is a Saturday. So it's a really really good day. Sounds like, love it. Okay, let's move forward. 29th. We're almost at the end of this astrology transit. We still have Moon in Libra. We still have Mercury, Venus, and Sun in Libra, but we all have that energy focused here in the ninth house. So looks like on Sunday the 29th, it's a really, really good day for travel. It's a really, really good day to travel to see friends and family and loved ones and reconnect with old people, old flames, maybe even, because Libra's ruled by Venus. Let's keep it real. Just deal with the love. Okay. We still have all other placements pretty much the same, although I'm looking for that fortune. Fortune's in Capricorn here in the first house, along with Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, although it's retrograde still in the first house as well. So that's good energy when it comes to career. For all you workaholics who like to work on the weekends, you may get some leeway on that day. I don't know. I feel like the weekend of the 28th is going to definitely be a weekend where work may spill into the weekend, which could be a good thing, though. So don't take that as a bad thing, though. It could actually be a good thing. Ooh, we're getting some good energy, it looks like, into our second house by the 29th. It does look like Chiron moves into the second house by the 29th. So this can actually be good. Although it's retrograde, maybe not so good. I don't know, but Chiron and Aries can definitely be an energy that may give us that extra boost that we need to kind of break whatever chains is holding us back when it comes to our money, our personal finances, and our sense of security. All right, so let's move one more day. And the 30th of September, the last day of September, it looks like the moon is in Scorpio. So it could be some shady energy, all right, some shadiness there. But it also could be a day of very emotional. Scorpio is a very emotional energy as well. It's a very emotional. So you could be very deeply emotional. It could be a day where you're very moved, emotionally in some way, shape, or form. By something foreign, maybe. Something new to your sensory palette, I suppose. With this being in the ninth house, if that makes sense. Maybe it'll make sense when it passes. Otherwise, it looks like we end the month on pretty much the same note. It does look like we have Uranus and Taurus moving to the third house, which is still a social energy as we move into October. All right. Um, Looks like we still have this heavy Capricorn energy in the first house. Still have this energy in the second. Jupiter here in the 12th house of a Neptune, which is our, solitude. Looks like we may end the month on wanting change and wanting, to break out of some mold in some way, shape, or form, which is an exciting way to end the month and going into October. So this has been the Transit Astrology Natal Chart reading for September 2019. If you would be interested in getting a reading like this for yourself, contact me on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, or you can call me or text me at 703-791-9162. Standard rates apply. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I am available for readings. I also do have a special $55 for a 20-minute psychic tarot reading and a 20-minute birth chart overview reading on my website in the specials and discount section. I also do have subscription readings where you pay a monthly fee and you get a free reading sent to your email the first of the month each month, or there's an option for you to set up your own email via phone Skype each month. There is also an astrology option reading, which is the most expensive, but it's a transit reading much like this, sent to your email the first of the month for you individually. So check that out. If you want a reading, I'm available. Psychic tarot readings as well. Love and light. Subscribe, like this video, and also make sure you hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get the notification every time I go live. Make sure those two bars show up above the bell. Until next month, love and light. I'll see you in the next video, or I'll see you for your own personal reading. Cheers to a great month.